Good afternoon, people. 4 o'clock for me on Tuesday afternoon for next week. I hope you guys are doing well. World History A, again, pacing people. This unit 2, is due, just so we can all see this for those who see my videos. Thank you. Right here, 10/20. 10/20. Unit 2 is due. I've also changed due dates so we can spread them out so you guys can see this and work as we go along. For those of you who have brought it up, thank you very much. All right. Live lessons. Thank you. We're watching CNN in class. I hope you guys enjoyed it for last time. Office hours, book them with me. We finished unit 1. We're on unit 2. I already did Persian Wars and Alexander the Great. We're moving on to ancient Greek culture. Turn my timer over. There we go. Hello, timer. My timer. This is 5:37. I'm trying to keep it at 7 minutes for you guys. Vocabulary, 2 terms: philosophy, the love of wisdom or system of thought. The republic, a form of democracy in which people elect representatives to make decisions for them. We have a republic. This representative democracy is what we have in the good old US of A. People we got to know: Aristotle. Again, I've asked you to learn SPA, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and Alexander the Great from this last lesson. Knowledge is passed through them per se, and Alexander will spread it throughout the known world. The Greek philosopher who taught Alexander the Great studied a wide variety of fields such as anatomy, forgive me, biology, geology, physics, mathematics, drama, poetry, and politics. Epicurus, Hellenistic philosopher, taught that all that is good is pleasurable and all that is bad is painful. Who else do we got? Homer, the author of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Plato, Greek philosopher, pupil of Socrates, author of Republic. Then Socrates, Greek philosopher and author of Socratic method of inquiry, ask questions, discussion. He was mainly concerned with questions of ethics or right behavior. Right? And Zeno of Citium, Hellenistic philosopher, founded the Stoic school of philosophy. All right. Greek alphabet, which is where we get some of our letters from. Let's jump into the lesson. Let's jump to the bottom of the lesson. Why not? We got some things here and there. We have 14 items for you guys to go through. I like to show you guys in advance what we're going to deal with. As you will recall from the sections of origins in Unit 1, the ancient Greeks saw Earth as the creation of the gods. Moreover, humans were not considered animals. They were seen as highlight of creation. Something there by Sophocles. Religion. The existence of gods or gods was not a thing to be doubted by the ancient Greeks, nor was their worship of the gods separated activity performed by only holy or devout individuals. Worship was such a part of everyone's life that Greeks did not have a word for religious observance. Everything, gods. Thank you, gods. Thank you, gods. Thank you, gods. Right. Success and well-being in all spheres of life was seen as a gift by the gods. The ancient Greeks did not base their understanding of the gods on formal religious texts. There was no such thing as a Bible. However, the ancient Greeks did look to literature to form their religious thought and practices. Gods lived on Mount Olympus. That is where Zeus resided along with other gods. Among the writers of ancient Greeks, Homer was particularly influential. Much of ancient Greek ideas about the gods are based on the writings of Homer. Thank you, Homer, for writing these down. They're portrayed as immortal beings with powers to change events. However, their actions and decisions were often self-centered, unethical, and cruel. There are over 350 gods in Greek mythology, but only 14 were universally known as among the Greeks. Most deities, or for a god or gods, were tied to a city and worshipped by very few people. The majority of deities were known as Olympians. Their thrones were believed to be on Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece. Knowing that they were under the watchful eye of the Olympians, the ancient Greeks offered sacrifices. Depending on the god, the sacrifices were made with specific animals and or grain or public altars. On public altars. The sacrifices to the Olympians were offered in hope of receiving good favor to the gods. Do ut des, I give that you may give. In addition to the ancient Greeks also tried to please the gods with valuable gifts, dramas, games, and festivals. The Olympic Games, also known, are a well-known example of ancient Greek worship. Here's my strength, here's what I can do. Look at me, watch me, which is where we get these Olympic Games from. And here's the opening flames during the 2002 USA Olympics. With no Bible or formal religious text, the ancient Greeks sought instruction and guidance by means of oracles. Come see me and I'll tell you what the gods are thinking. Philosophy. While Greek mythology encouraged people to do good, it failed to answer many questions about the physical universe. By 700 BC, the Egyptians had answered some questions about the working of physical universe, but the Greek thinkers and philosophers, lovers of wisdom, wanted to know more. The sciences. Where's my music? Turn that off. Reset. Ancient Greek culture, right? 650 BC. Socrates, who finds it all, then Plato's after him, then Aristotle after him. Aristotle taught Alexander the Great, then we get Epicurus, and then we get Zeno, right? Pre-Socratic philosophers existed circa is for more or less 650 BC. By the time of Socrates, they were mainly interested in answering questions about the physical characteristics of the universe. Socrates, most of what we know about Socrates comes from the writings of his famous pupil Plato. You can read about him there. As a student of Socrates, Plato was profoundly affected by his death. He carried on his teacher's work and thoughts in many ways. Aristotle studied at Plato's academy for nearly 20 years. Plato respected his intellect and called Aristotle the mind of the academy. Aristotle will then be Alexander the Great's private tutor. These Hellenistic philosophers also include Zeno and Epicurus. Just more people with these train of thoughts. Read a bit, guys. You're encouraged to read. I briefly go over them. Let's see. Who was the Greek philosopher who taught Alexander the Great? Who I've been mentioning that one. Who was the Greek philosopher who studied a wide variety of fields such as anatomy, biology? Oh, that's up there as well. Who was the Hellenistic philosopher who taught that all good is pleasurable and all bad is painful? Up there as well. Who was the Greek philosopher who studied, who was a pupil of Socrates? Spa, right? Spa. Author of the Socratic method of inquiry. Who was Hellenistic philosopher founded the Stoic school of philosophy? Right, scroll up and read, guys. I wish you all the best. Do well, be good. You need me, you know where I'm at. Breathe in and make good choices.